Welcome to another ABS online video. Let's go and find out what we're going to learn today. It's shocking week 27. We hope it's not too shocking. Dear. Well, don't worry. We are not going to scare you. Okay. Well, that's reassuring. So, how can it be shocking? We are going to talk about electricity. So we really hope there are no shocks. We need electricity all the time. But how do we make it? It's really all the time, isn't it? If you think about things in your house, I'm sure you are using electricity every second of every day. It is very important. So, it is very important, but how is it made? Well, most electricity around the world is made using coal or nuclear power. This is bad because coal makes terrible air pollution and nuclear power can be very dangerous. Nuclear power is very safe, but you can't have a small problem with nuclear power. If you get a small problem, it very, very quickly becomes a problem that can affect large areas of the world. So, coal is very dirty. Nuclear power is very dangerous. So that is a problem. Well, actually, we do have some alternatives. Great! What are they? Renewable energy is clean and it will not run out. Water is a great option. If we think about coal, that will run out. It is not renewable. But water will never run out. If we do one day run out of water, well, we're all going to die pretty quickly anyway, so we don't need to worry about electricity. So, how is electricity made? We need to spin a turbine. This looks like a windmill. The faster it spins, the more electricity it makes. This is usually done with hot air or steam. Now, the turbines, they all do the same job. They spin around, but they can look quite different. So we need hot air. Hot air will make it spin quicker. But how do we make the hot air? The easiest way to make hot air is to burn things like coal. Now, coal is really good for this because it will burn for a long time. This heat is often used and it boils water to make steam. The steam is compressed to make it high pressure, and so move the turbine faster. So we get hot air to boil water to make steam that can be compressed, and all of this together will really spin that turbine super fast. Easy. Well, it is quite easy, but produces a lot of pollution in both air and water. Well, this is where it gets good. Water can spin a turbine without making any pollution. This is hydroelectricity. Whenever you see the word hydro, it means water. So hydroelectricity is electricity made using water. But we do need to make the water move fast. And now we also need quite a lot of water because we need quite a lot of electricity. So it does sound great because water is sort of free and there's quite a lot of it and it's clean. That's the most important thing. Flowing water can spin the turbine. The more turbines there are, the more electricity is produced. So, how can we get large amounts of water? This is where the problems begin. Now we could use that beautiful river, but it's not moving very fast. And it looks as if there's a lot of water, but actually it wouldn't move many turbines and they wouldn't move very quickly. Now, if we look at the other, we've got a big lake. That sounds more promising. So, we do use a river. Rivers in the middle of their journey from mountain to sea are wide, but also still moving quickly. So this is the best place if we want to use a river to move a turbine. But we need to regulate the flow. Water in the river is always moving, and it's always moving at about the same speed. Now, if we need lots of electricity because maybe it's a bit cold, or maybe we know something really super is on the TV, then a city would need lots more electricity. So, in order to get the most power, huge dams are built. They form vast lakes behind them. The flow of water can then be controlled to produce the amount of electricity required. So, a dam is sort of like a really, really big wall, and it holds back all the water of the river. Now, if we want some electricity, we open the gates within this big wall. That allows some water to rush through turbines that are inside the dam. Now, if we want more electricity, we open the gates wider. That allows more water to come through and spins the turbines quicker. So this is how we can regulate how much electricity is made. So at night time, when we don't really use very much electricity, the gates within the dam are nearly closed, so they produce a little electricity. Great! There is no pollution, and the cost of producing electricity is very low. Great, great, and really great. Now there is a dam. Now, behind the dam is a huge lake that was not there before. In front of the dam, the river still flows. And you can see there that many of the gates are open at the moment, so it must be producing a lot of electricity. It's almost great, but let's think. Look at that really big lake. Huge areas of forest, farmland and villages are flooded. People and animals are displaced. Now, flooding that large area of land usually takes years to do. So the people and the animals, they do have time to find other places to live, but they still have to go. Now, are they all the same? Actually, there are 3 types of hydroelectric power plants. A power plant is just where we make the electricity. It could be really big and complex, or it could be quite small. There's another dam and another huge lake behind it. So the first is a storage system. Dams are used to store water in reservoirs. This is the most commonly used system. That word reservoir, well, it's sort of another word for lake. A reservoir is where we keep large amounts of liquid until we need it. Of course, this liquid here is always water, but in different areas of science you can have different kinds of reservoir that are holding different types of liquid. So for us, a reservoir is a big lake. So we said there were 3 types. The second is called run of the river. Turbines are spun by the natural flow of the river. They are much smaller, so only produce a little electricity. What we're looking at here is a water wheel. Water wheels have been used for thousands of years, but it's only in the past couple of hundred years that they've been used to make any kind of electricity. So water wheel is an ancient idea that modern scientists have adapted. One more. Finally, we have pumped storage system. Water is pumped back above a dam so that it can be used again. This is done at night when less electricity is needed. This system is very efficient. So we're using a little bit of energy to make a lot more energy. So that's a great idea. But we can't do that all the time. Only when our need for electricity is low. So where else is there water? I'm sure you know. The other way to use water is tidal energy. It isn't used much at the moment, but waves have a huge amount of energy, so there is a lot of potential. If you have ever been to the sea and a wave has hit you, well, it can knock you straight off your feet. And that's just a tiny part of the wave. Can you imagine how much power there is in one big wave? Again, there are 3 types. Tidal barrages are like dams. They fill a reservoir with water when the tide comes in. Then the water is released as the tide goes out. The turbines are spun in both directions, so they never stop. That's great. Now again, we use them usually at the mouths of the river. So where the river joins the sea, that's the best place for a tidal barrage. And the other 2. Tidal fences are similar but much smaller. So they're also much cheaper but produce less electricity. And now, tidal turbines. They are big underwater turbines that are secured to the seabed. Now, these are really efficient. The tide moves in and out all the time, and these turbines are spinning fast all the time. But it's really difficult to build a tidal turbine because we have to go down quite a long way before it is secured to the seabed. So good and bad. Tidal energy is great because tides have a lot of energy and it is always there. That's great. It's free, there's a lot of it. It's always there. It will never stop. But unfortunately, they are really expensive to build. Also, having turbines in the water can hurt animals. If you think what would happen if any kind of animal swam into the turbine, I don't think it would be hurt. I think it would be a lot worse than just getting hurt. This is a very, very difficult question. Should we use the tidal energy but risk hurting animals? Oh dear. Don't forget, the alternative is to keep using coal and nuclear power, which could also hurt a lot of animals because of the pollution. Oh dear. So, is hydroelectricity good? Dams are really expensive to build, but reliable and give a constant supply. The best example to look at is the Three Gorges Dam in central China. And here it is. That's really big. This dam cost $31 billion. It has 34 electricity generators. It constantly produces electricity for millions of homes. We all know that China has some very big cities, but some of them have access to this very cheap electricity. That's great. So, is it good? Hydroelectricity is clean, but can affect the immediate environment. Can we get the balance right? Oh, what a difficult question. So, what next? There are several other ways to create electricity. We have to reduce the amount of coal and oil we use. It's dirty, it's bad, and it will run out. Then what do? Well, we will look at another renewable energy next time. So, see you very soon. Bye. Thank you for watching our video today. Please don't forget, subscribe, and that will help us to make lots more videos for you. Thank you. Bye.